Does anyone else have a cat that likes to hide under your bed? People are like, oh, it's so cute. She's just hanging out under the bed. And I'm like, no, she's being an antisocial little shit. She needs to get out. Hey guys, it's V. As you may be able to tell from my face, something is definitely missing. Today is not one of the days where I can go without foundation because currently breakouts are going crazy. They're happening. And I wanted to test out a really cool new foundation for you guys. I got this. It's the Shea Moisture Weightless Shea Serum Foundation, and it says natural finish. I got this from Ulta. It was $14.99, and I got the shade Porcelain, which is the lightest shade because I'm pale. So I'm really, really excited to try it. I'm looking at the lid here, and it looks like there's some like liquid in the lid. That's a little unsettling. Okay, anyways, so I thought that I would put this stuff on my face and we can do a lasting impression on it. I feel like it's been like a month since I filmed a lasting impression video. It probably has been, but I'm finally starting to sort of settle down in my new apartment. So before I put it on, I'm gonna go ahead and read some of what Ulta says about it. It's buildable for customized coverage, so we'll definitely be testing that out. So this one says, Shea Moisture's Weightless Shea Serum Foundation provides customized coverage that looks and feels totally natural, formulated with natural ingredients and blended with moisturizing shea butter and antioxidant-rich vitamin C and E to nourish and protect the skin. The benefits are customized coverage that looks and feels totally natural, light silky fluid formula that blends easily with fingertips on a makeup sponge easily with fingertips or a makeup sponge to provide light to medium coverage with a natural finish. Shade stays true, no ashy look, feels comfortable, almost undetectable on the skin. The key ingredients are nourishing shea butter, antioxidant-rich vitamin C and E to help brighten and protect skin. Free of parabens, talc, gluten, sulfate, silicone, that one word, phtalates, mineral oil, and synthetic fragrance, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, why did I say that with a weird accent? Non-comedogenic, I don't know how to say that, and dermatologist tested. So yeah, we're just gonna test this out. It's kind of in that mid-range of drugstore foundation price, and you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty standard for a foundation. So it's got a little protective seal on here, and we're just gonna rip that off along with the barcode. So forget returning this. I might as well keep that just in case. You never know, 15 bucks. Oh, and it's got the stickiness. I hate when things do that, and there's no like way for me to get that off of there. So cool, great. So it says that you can use your fingertips or a sponge. I did bring a brush, but I guess I'm not going to be using that. So I did bring my NYX blending sponge, which I do have a full video on. I really love this sponge. I actually just washed it, and I also washed my white beauty blender at the same time, and I washed them the exact same way, and my beauty blender ripped. And that was the first time I washed my beauty blender. I've washed this like maybe 7 or 8 times, and it's not even close to ripping, and it's so soft. I love it. It's dampened. Oh, you can kind of see it's still got some moisture in there. So we're just gonna zoom you guys in on my face, and we're gonna put this on and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with primer. I'm gonna test this out how I would wear any kind of foundation, because I feel like if I tested it out a different way than I normally wear my foundation, I'm not gonna know whether or not it's gonna work for me. So I'm gonna use the Master Prime Face Studio Blur and Smooth Maybelline primer, and I'm gonna put that all over my face. Super weird for me to have done my eyes before my face, because I'm normally a face before eyes girl. So I'm gonna have to be kind of careful not to mess up the brows, not to mess up anything. So I'm just gonna wipe that all over my face. Okay, so now that we have primer all over our face, I'm gonna see what this is going on with this oil that's like leaking out of this a little bit. Can you guys see that in the lid there? There's like straight up oil. That's a little bit unsettling, not gonna lie. But it does have a pump, which is totes my favorite thing. But okay, so it says dispense a small drop, but make sure you shake well before each use and start with a very small amount. So we're gonna shake it. Shake. Who was in high school when that song came out? Me. It's gonna be really good to test out if this is buildable coverage, because I definitely have some breakouts going on, so that'll be really good to tell. Okay, so now that I've shaken it out, it says to start with a very small amount. So I'm guessing a small amount would probably be like what, half a pump? Oh my gosh, it's so watery. Literally like Weird. I've never tried a foundation like this before, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Then it says to dot onto nose, cheeks, chin, and forehead. So let's do that. But let's start with one side of my face so we can kind of see the difference here. Nose, cheeks, chin, and forehead. Hopefully this color is a decent shade match for me. And I'm just blending it with my finger because that's what it said to do. I'll do the other side with my sponge so we can kind of see what the difference is. But my hands are clean. They are freshly washed, all right? I don't know, it kind of feels a little oily at first feeling. I just don't feel like with your hands you can get a completely blended in look. Especially on the nose. Like my nose, I have so many pores on my nose. And I use the Blur and Smooth primer, so it does help kind of with those, but with your hands, you just can't get a nice blended application, in my opinion. So honestly, I'm gonna start taking the sponge with this because I can't do the hand application anymore. I can't do it. The coverage is pretty decent though. I mean, like it didn't cover that acne spot super well yet, but we'll see. Love the feeling of a nice cold sponge on the nose, you know, especially during summer. Okay, so that's with like one coat. It definitely evened out my skin tone. I'll say that much. It definitely did even out the skin tone. I don't see like amazing coverage though. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of my face with the sponge. So let's just take another half of a pump. Which a half of a pump is quite a bit, like, because it's so watery. And how I normally put on foundation is I just dot it all over. And then take my sponge and start blending. So let's do that. I was really excited to try this out because I really need a lightweight summer foundation. I have yet to find a lightweight summer foundation that is good for my skin tone, so I'm really hoping that this one is. Oh my gosh, so much better with this sponge. Wow, yeah, that looks 1,000 times better with the sponge for sure. I'm gonna see if it'll build coverage on this little piece right here that's not doing too well. The color looks pretty good for my skin tone. I'd say it says like no ashiness, which I definitely don't see ashiness, and it did build a little bit more on that. Still not completely covering it up. I might have to go in with some concealer. But yeah, totally recommend sponge over fingertips. Any foundation that says it can blend out well with your fingertips, I'm just like, likely story. Well, I'm gonna kind of let this sit for just a second and then go back and see if I can put another coat of that on there. I think maybe I'll do my under eye concealer in that time. And I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW15 for my under eyes. And I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder to set my concealer. Okay, so I'll definitely have to say that I think this kind of accentuates my nose pores. The rest of my pores, not so much, but I'll see if I can get a little bit closer so you guys can kind of see. It kind of accentuates like the dryness a little bit around my nose. Like I have a dry patch right here. And yeah, so it kind of accentuates that a little bit, but it's really not bad. Like, and if I'm looking at myself, this looks pretty good so far to me. Like, I like the way that it looks so far, but it doesn't really set matte. I don't know if it didn't say that it was gonna set matte or not matte or demi or whatever. It didn't really have a claim in terms of that, but I'm definitely gonna be setting it with a powder. I'm just gonna see if I can get a little bit more coverage on these acne spots because I don't want them to show and they're bothering me. So let's see if I can get some more coverage on those. Okay, that built a little bit better. Okay, I keep thinking that I'm getting coverage here, but then I keep seeing it, like the redness come back. So I don't really know what to think about that. And it's kind of a messy applicator. Like, because it is a pump, but it's like a super watery foundation, so it kind of gets all over the pump. I don't know, I feel like with such a watery foundation, it's kind of hard to get buildable coverage. Okay, so this is the final look before setting it with anything. So I'm just gonna leave that acne right there and right here, just how it is, to see how it kind of goes throughout the day. I'm not going to put any concealer on it. We're going to see if it has some lasting power to it. So I'm going to go ahead and set it. I'm going to set it with the Revlon Color Stay powder in the shade Fair, because this is the powder that I use to set all of my foundations. So I figure might as well set it with the same powder, you know what I'm saying? That spot, it just keeps coming back. Ugh! Keeps coming back. I feel like I need to put some Prolong Wear on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that and strike what I just said earlier, because it's making me angry. So that's what it looks like right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put on blush and bronzer and my lipstick and everything like that, and then I will get back with you guys in just a moment. So I'm gonna zoom you guys out, and with the magic of YouTube, I'm going to cast a spell to put on the rest of my makeup, so I will be back. Abracadabra, and my makeup is on. If you're wondering all of the like products that I'm wearing, I'm also filming my May beauty haul after this, so, and it will be up before this one, so make sure to check that one out. I will link it up there for you guys. Let me just give you guys a quick little close-up. I do feel like it was kind of hard to blend the bronzer and blush on top of this, especially on my forehead. I feel like it went kind of patchy a little bit. But I mean, it looks okay, so we'll see how it lasts throughout the day. But this is an up close of it. You guys can kind of see on my nose here where it just looks a little bit dry, but we're gonna see if that stays that way all day. I will check in with you guys when I feel that there's a need to check in. Right now it is 12:12, so yeah, I will check in with you guys in a couple of hours. Blake decided to punch in Pikachu's face, so now he looks extra derpy. So it is time to check in. It is 5:51, so I've had this on for a little over 5.5 hours. So let's zoom in to my face and you guys can see what's going on. So it looks kind of patchy. It's pretty much gone down here, as you can see. And there's like this weird line. Can you guys see that? Like, I did have a sandwich for lunch, but like, I'm pretty sure that was there before that. Oh, my eyelash is just completely peeling up. I need to fix that. I will fix that after this. But other than that, it did not stay on red areas at all. And it looks really oily. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't really know how to feel about it. It just looks like, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like pixelated almost. Like it is really not good. So I'm gonna try and put another layer of it on and see. Since it said it's buildable, we're gonna put another layer on and see. Like, I don't know if this is how all super liquidy foundations just are, and I'm just not used to it. But if you say you're buildable, we're gonna test you on that. I just don't get where that line came from on my face. Like, why are you lying? You know what I mean? Just kidding, that was a really bad joke. Like, foundation is not really something that I want to be touching up again other than powdering throughout the day, which I don't think that powder would have given that any more coverage. That spot, he is just not wanting to cooperate today. I know my hair's in a different style than it was in the beginning of this video because I was trying to organize my bathroom and I got hot. So this is what we've got going on. So I will check in with you guys in another couple of hours. So we'll see you guys later. Pretty sure they're gonna notice. Okay, so last check-in of the day. It is currently 10:25 p.m. so it's been right around 10 hours since I've had this foundation on. So let's zoom you guys in and you can see what it looks like. Okay, so let's see. I mean, it doesn't look like the worst foundation I've ever tried in my life, but it doesn't really look good either. You can definitely see like oiliness. We did go to the movies, so I had my glasses on so you can see what that kind of looks like underneath glasses. It just kind of like rubbed off of my chin a little bit, and yeah, I don't know. It could just be this primer that I'm using underneath it and the powder that I'm using to set it, so I am definitely going to try it with a couple of different foundation primers and stuff just to see what might work with it, but it's just very, very watery, and I know I'm not used to that because I use a lot of cream foundations, but the fact that it had straight up oil like right around the rim of it before I even opened it up at all, and I shook it a lot before actually using the product, I feel like this might just be like too liquidy for me. I don't know. It doesn't really seem to meld well with my skin tone or my skin type or whatever, so I don't know. I definitely will try it out with a couple of other different powders and stuff, but that's normally what I use, and this is just my first impression of it, so I don't know. I'm gonna give it some more tries, but as for right now, I'm not too fond of it. So yeah, I'm gonna zoom you guys back out now. Sorry for my extremely lumpy bed. But I thought I was gonna film this in the bathroom, but it turns out my bathroom is just way too yellow, so I brought out the ring light. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, be sure to show some love to the like button right down there, and if you subscribe, you can be a member of my Muse family. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!